The opinions expressed on the X and Y show are the sole opinions of the host. Please note, there is no intentional desire to offend any member of the listening audience. With that said, if you still feel offended, tough shit.
It's time for the X and Y show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
Yes, I want you to take your clothes off. I want you to relax. I want you to listen to the sound of my voice. I want you to imagine that you're in a place where you're experiencing pure pleasure. You're having orgasms over and over and over again. Don't stop. Don't think. Just do. Ah! Whoa! Greetings! Welcome to the XY Show. I'm your host, Roosevelt. And that was just a little taste. You know, somebody said I should start narrating. And I'm like, narrating? And I was just playing around, you know, but I might do that shit. Who knows? You know, that sounds kind of interesting, but I would have to do sexual books only. You know, erotica, you know, that kind of stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I would do Disney World, any damn thing if they pay me. But I don't know. That's something I might look into. What y'all think? I might have to do something like that. Let me know. Oh, I'm glad to be back. It is not Friday. It's actually Monday. I'm recording a little late. I had an episode last week with my mother. She had an episode, a slight episode, nothing serious, but, you know, nevertheless, it was an episode. So family comes first. Could not record last week. There was too much going on. And she's okay. You know, she just did something, made a mistake. You know, older person, they get a little mixed up sometimes with medications and, you know, things happen. But she's okay now. But that's why I'm recording a little late. But like the saying goes, better late than never, right? So I owe you a show, and I'm doing it right now. And the good thing is that I'm doing it Monday, so there's less time that you'll have to wait for the next episode. And the bad thing is there is no bad thing. It's always a good thing when you can hear the XY show wherever you're laying, wherever you're sitting, wherever you're fucking. It's always a good thing to hear the XY show. When you hear my voice, you're doing good. You work hard all day. You work hard all night. It's time for you to enjoy yourself and learn something by listening to the sound of my voice. You don't have to agree with me, but as long as you listen, that's key. All right, I'm going to read one letter this week. Caught my eye. And it's the only letter that I had time to pull down. So, okay, this is from Dexter. Dexter reads, Roosevelt, you did an episode on is the penis size important or not? I would like to ask you a question. Do you think there is such a thing as bad pussy? And that's an interesting question, because if you'd asked me that 20 years ago, I would say no, there is no bad pussy. All pussy is good. Doesn't matter where it comes from. All pussy is good. But as I've learned, that was a very inaccurate way of thinking. It is not true. All pussy is not good. There's some sorry pussy out there. But with that being said, I believe that pussy and dick are also like puzzle pieces. You might have two pieces that don't match or don't fit, so it's not a good experience. But, the pussy that you have a good match with, or the dick that you have a good match with, that's a good experience. It's the same thing. So I think that when you have a good match, there's some good pussy. But when it's a bad match and it's not fitting, it's not good pussy. And I've had some bad pussy. It is such a thing. I never forget the day that I found that out. Like, damn. And it's happened to me a few times. Not just one or two times. It's happened to me a few times with some real bad pussy. And, so Dexter, to answer your question, yes, there's such a thing, a bad pussy. It's all about who the person you're with. If they don't fit you, then it's going to be a bad experience. Thus, bad pussy, bad dick, whatever side you on. But, there is such thing as bad pussy, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. So, without further ado, I'm going to get into tonight's episode, because I'm going to talk about this. And I'm going to talk about it because I'm doing... Tonight's episode is more like a service to society. I mean, all my episodes help out people. Help out people in marriages and relationships, dating. And I tell it like it is. You might not agree, but I tell the raw like it is. And it's the raw truth. And a lot of you know that shit too. You just don't want to admit it. But tonight I want to do a service to the society and help you guys not make a mistake. And when I say that, making a mistake, I'm talking about getting in not a relationship, but getting in a marriage. A bad relationship you can fix. You can easily break that shit off. I'm sorry it's not working out. Have a nice life. Fuck out of my face. You can easily break it off. But a marriage is a little bit more difficult. A lot of you say, well, you can still break it off. You can get a divorce. Yeah, but it's a lot more time, a lot more money. And if kids are involved in houses and real estate and all kind of shit like that, it's a little bit more complicated than saying have a nice life. So I want to talk about to the point that you get before you get married. Get to the point of marriage. A lot of you, unfortunately, ignored the signs that you saw when you were dating your girl or dating your guy. Me, from my perspective, dating a girl. A lot of you missed the signs. A lot of you ignored them. Most of you ignored them. Because a lot of times when you're in a relationship, you're like, well, she got a good job, or he got a good job. He's handsome, or she's very attractive. She got some real good pussy, and she looks like she'll be a good mother. Fuck it, I'm gonna marry her. I ain't got nothing else to do, And a lot of times, especially in today's society, people get caught up in the act of marriage. It's what I'm supposed to do. I'm over 30. I got to get married. That's what my family says. I'm single. Oh my goodness. I got to get married. I got to have children. I don't want to become an old maid and then have to worry about being in the old folks home with Roosevelt. Because that's what's going to happen to a lot of you. You're going to end up in the old folks' home, sitting next to me in the next room. You're going to be sucking my dick, and you're going to be doing all kind of things, cutting my toenails, doing my laundry, all kind of shit, and fixing me some Jell-O, all of that. Because you're fucking up now, and you're going to end up in the old folks' home with me. And that's your destiny. A lot of you can't escape your destiny. You're going to be with me. And I'm going to get you. When you be there with me, I'm going to get you. You're going to pay for being there with me. Yes, sir. So I'm just letting you know, I've already accepted my fate. I'm going to end up in the old folks' home. I have no problem with that. I'm going to have fun. I'm actually looking forward to it. I kind of wish I can go in there now. But, I'm actually looking forward to that shit. So I've already accepted my destiny. But a lot of you still have time to fix yourselves. And I say fix yourselves, not being an old maid or being a old butler. And a lot of you are saying, well, maybe everybody don't want to get married, and that's bullshit. When I hear a person say that, I don't have to have a piece of paper to show my love, that's the most, I don't know who started that bullshit, but that is the most crock of shit I ever heard in my life. The human being was not made to be alone. It was made to be a couple. So when I hear people talking about, I don't need marriage and blah, 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 and I don't need marriage, I don't need a piece of paper, it's a cop-out. That's bullshit. And frankly, I don't even like being around motherfuckers like that because they are kind of silly, if you ask me. So, I don't buy that. Go somewhere with that shit. Talking about you don't want to get married, and especially women. I don't need to get married. I don't need a man. And that's real big in today's society. People saying that they don't need a man. Women saying they don't need a man. Guys not getting married anymore. So it's like everybody alone and just fucking. And it wasn't meant to be that way. It was meant for two people to be together in a monogamous relationship. Start a family and have your wife pick a fence with a couple of kids and a dog. Or if you don't want kids, that's fine, but a dog or cat or some fish or something, But my thing is that the human body was not meant to be alone. So people need to recognize that. People need to stop with that bullshit that I don't need anyone, I'm fine by myself, I'm independent, and all that shit. And it's not just regular people, celebrities. I mean, how many celebrities that you see that is successful, and when I say successful, they're affluent, and they have a strong influence on society, but they don't have nobody. They're not married, they're single. And I'm not saying that they're a failure for that, but they're not complete. I don't give a fuck what you say. They are not a complete person. And inside they're really miserable. They're lonely. Because the human was not meant to be alone. So, you have to get married. And a lot of you fall in the societal bullshit that you have to get married before a certain age. And a lot of you fall for the family bullshit as well. Hearing stuff from your family, when you're going to get married, you're not getting any younger, blah, 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 blah. So a lot of people out there just get married for the act, it's for the ceremony. They plan this extravagant wedding and they're divorced in less than a year. Because they're not happy, they're not compatible, a lot of other reasons. Bad pussy. My thing is, if you're going to get married, you have to get married, but you have to also look at the signs of getting married. And what I mean by that, you have to look at the person and how they get along with their families. That's very, very important. a lot of you, like I said before, a lot of you ignore the actual signs. You see how they interact with their families, and it's fucked up, and you still marry them, and then it's a fucked up marriage, and you end up getting divorced, or you're in a miserable marriage. So a lot of you ignore the signs. You have to pay attention to the signs. You have to pay attention to how they interact with their families. You know, when I was living in Atlanta, I used to ask women, hey, how you doing? And we start talking and stuff and blah, blah, blah. And, after we start talking a while, I would say, you got any brothers or sisters? And she would tell me that, yeah, I have a sister, but, we haven't talked in 10 years. Flag. I have a brother, but I haven't seen him in, 15 years, Okay. All right. That's a flag, And the hoop de gras when they say, yeah, my parents live in such and such state, but we don't talk. And I hate my, I don't mean to sound bad, but I really don't like my parents. We don't get along. And I don't know. I just hate them. I really do. I mean, they really are bad parents. They don't really love me. And I hate them. So, when I hear a woman say that, when I used to hear a woman say that, I have a real good inner self that has saved me from a lot of bullshit. And I notice when I don't listen to that inner self, I get fucked up. I don't know. It's like a woman's intuition, like that sixth sense or some shit. I don't know. I have it too. And it's really accurate. And you know what it says? When I used to hear a woman, or still, when I hear a woman say she, haven't talked to her sister in 20 years, doesn't talk to her brother, and haven't spoken to her parents in 15 years. How come you haven't spoke to them? Well, we just had an argument and we just don't see eye to eye. So what my inner self says? This bitch is crazy. That's what my inner self says, and it's like I'm thinking of how can I get away from this woman? Because if she does not get along with her brother, if she does not get along with her sister, and damn, if she don't get along with her mother and her father, how in the hell is she going to get along with her husband? If she don't respect her family, how's she going to respect a husband? If she don't love her family, how's she going to truly love a husband? Now, I know a lot of you saying, well, sometimes a family is messed up, and that's true. Sometimes, I don't know, under extreme circumstances, maybe she got molested or something by her father. Okay, I'll give her a pass on that one. That's some different shit. That's heavy. I'll give her a pass on that one. But for some bullshit like, when we were growing up and they always gave her the first piece of chicken or some bullshit, no. That's a real huge flag. When I talk to a woman and she's talking about she don't talk to her family, she doesn't deal with her family, doesn't talk to her parents. This bitch is crazy. And it's time to get away from that woman because it's going to be a recipe for disaster. And the same thing goes for women. If you see a guy where he's saying he haven't talked to his sister in 12 years and haven't talked to his brother in 10 years, don't deal with his family, pretty much hate his parents, don't talk to his parents, you get away from his ass. Because if he don't respect his parents or love his siblings or love his parents, how in the hell he gonna love a wife? How are you gonna respect a wife if you don't respect his mother? How you gonna love a wife if you don't love his mother? That motherfucker's crazy. So, I mean, it's really obvious. And a lot of you out there saying, well, I don't talk to my parents. I'm not crazy. Yes, you are. If you don't talk to your parents and they didn't do some serious shit to you, you're a crazy motherfucker. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, you crazy. There's no excuse for that. So if a person doesn't deal with their family, how the hell they going to love their wife? How they going to respect their wife? How they going to love their husband? How they going to respect their husband if they don't deal with their siblings or their parents? That's a true sign that a lot of people fail to see. A lot of people see it and still they ignore the sign. They say, oh, it'll be all right. We'll be okay. You know, she got a good job. She's nice. Look good. Good pussy. I'll give it a try. You know, oh, it'll be okay. He looks like a good provider. He's a real sexy guy. He got a 6-pack. Got a big dick. You know, it'll be all right. But no, it won't. It won't be okay. You know, that is a recipe for disaster. The chances of you having a successful marriage are very low. How is he going to love you? Or how is she going to truly love you when she don't love her family? Her mother, her father, her siblings? His mother, his father, his siblings? How they going to love you? So you have to look at these signs before you get married. Stop allowing society to force you, or pressure you into getting married or going through the ceremony. See, a lot of people, the ceremony is fun. Oh, we had a lot of fun. We got married and we had an open bar and everybody came to the Bahamas and we were all in the booty hotel and we all had suites and all that kind of shit. All of you get caught up in the ceremony, but a lot of you forget the real reason you're getting married. It doesn't matter what the fuck you get married. You get married in a damn sewer. But if you love one another, that's what's key. That's what's all important. Fuck the venue. If you love one another, that's what's important. And you can't love one another if you don't love your family. You cannot love one another if you don't or someone don't love their family. Can't happen. That is a true sign that you need to get away from that person. It's a recipe for disaster. That's a warning. Their ass is crazy. Anybody that don't get along with their family, and don't get me wrong, I know sometimes shit happens and a lot of times there's disagreements. I'm not talking about that. A lot of you have brothers and stuff. You always get together at Thanksgiving and you have an argument. Or you have a sister and you get together during the holidays and you have an argument and blah, blah, blah. But you still love each other. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you crazy motherfuckers out there who haven't spoken to your family in 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. And a lot of you motherfuckers can't even remember what the original argument was about. Oh, I just hate him. He's always against me. Oh, what did he do? I don't know. I don't remember. Ass is crazy. So why would you even involve yourself with someone like that? They're not mentally stable. You need to pay attention to the signs and stop being forced to go through the ceremony by society or your family, or your own biological clock. I gotta get married. I'm getting older. Oh my goodness, my ovaries are drying up. Or a guy, I got to get married, I got to have kids. Stop doing that. If it's not right, you have to pay attention to the signs, or you're gonna fuck up. That's what's gonna happen. And when you fuck up, you're in a world, you really in a world of shit, because now it's not like a relationship where you can just break that shit off. Now it's a marriage. Things are involved. Real estate, assets, kids, alimony, all that kind of shit. It gets a lot more complicated. So save yourself from all of that headache. Pay attention to the signs. So, when you're looking for a spouse, is the family they're from important? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because if they don't have a good family, if they don't get along with their family, how are they going to get along with a husband? How are they going to get along with a wife? They don't love their family. How are they going to love a husband? How are they going to love a wife? So yeah, family is very, extremely important. And that's one of the signs you definitely should pay attention to. Pay attention to the signs. Save you from a world of trouble. All right, that concludes tonight's episode of the X and Y Show, and we're moving right along. July is almost out of here. Before you know it, it'll be Christmas. Well, I'm going too far. It'll be jack-o'-lanterns around, and goblins and all that shit. Halloween. Always like for those of you Christmas is my favorite. That's the ultimate. But I like the bird months. Once you get in like September, it's like people stop acting a little crazy. It's the holiday spirits are in the air a little bit. From September to like January, people get a little less crazy, and it's cooler. It's colder as well. Well, a lot of places, but here. But I just love that time of year. Do you remember? Don't y'all get me started in here. But hey, this month is passing by, and the X and Y Show is coming along, making some good changes. Keep an eye out. There's some real major changes coming down the pipe I'm working on. Now that I have a lot of time on my hands. So keep looking. I try to notify you. Go on my website. Join the contact list so you'll be updated with all the changes that's coming down the pipe for the XY Show. If you want to listen to the XY Show, you can listen to it. I'm on Blueberry. I'm on iTunes, what's called Apple now, Apple Podcasts. I'm on Stitcher. What else? Did I say Blueberry? I think I said Blueberry. Google Play. I'm on Spotify. I'm on iHeartRadio, and I'm on Castbox. You can find all of those. Whatever your listening pleasure is, whatever venue you listen to, find me on one of those. Subscribe, and definitely let me know how you're feeling the show. Like me, and that'll be greatly appreciated. I'm also on social networks. I'm on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and IG, Instagram. So be sure to follow me as well. All of that is on my website, which is www.thexyshow.com, www.thexyshow.com. You can also find the X and Y store. You can buy paraphernalia in there, t-shirts, coffee mugs, and I'm still working on that store, so stay in tune. There's a lot of stuff you can buy. Take a picture, let everyone know that you're a true X and Y. And also, there's a contact list where you can send me letters, constructive criticisms, recommendations for future shows, etc., etc. All of that is on the contact list, and you can find all of that, my show platforms, the store, the contact list on my website, www.thexyshow.com. Be sure to check it out. So, with all of that, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Without further ado, I'm going to say before I leave, you cannot have love if you don't have X and Y. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.